BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by...
Hey, if you want all the technology and products of a big bank, but with the personal attention of a true local bank, head to Farmers National Bank. Farmers. Bigger small banking.
We've got an interesting situation in the housing market. Demand conditions are improving. We're seeing job growth. The overall economy is growing. It's not growing particularly strongly. But a lot of the challenges on the home building side of the housing market are connected to low inventory. And the question is whether the industry can build enough homes to meet the rising level of demand. Some of the most important constraints on the supply side of the market are getting enough workers to actually build homes and enough land to build upon to meet the rising demand that we expect from the millennials as they age into the housing market.
So what you're saying is right now there is a market for new home construction. It's just a matter of supplying these homes.
That's absolutely right. So we see demand is rising, prices are growing. In fact, home prices are growing faster than incomes, and existing home inventory is really tight across the nation. So there's a demand for home construction. It's just really a question whether the industry can rebuild its infrastructure after the losses that we saw during the Great Recession, including things like lost workers and a land development sector that's not large enough to meet the demand for home building going forward. The fundamental driver of demand is demographics, and with the median age of the millennials right around age 26, median age of our first-time home buyers about age 30, so they're getting closer and closer to entering into that housing market, and there's simply not enough inventory to meet the number of people available. The other factors that are improving demand is job growth continues, and we're seeing accelerating wage growth. Now, that accelerating wage growth doesn't mean the Federal Reserve is going to raise interest rates, but we think the wages are rising faster than an increase in the cost of mortgages. So overall demand should continue to grow and gather over the next few years, and we should see the home building sector continue to grow back. I think it's important to keep in mind that home building is essentially still recovering from the Great Recession. We're operating at production levels that are only about 60% of normal. So over the next 4 or 5 years, the industry will continue to grow, add workers, add supply, and that's what the housing market needs right now.
The brutal truth is that not enough people are going into the trades, and a lot of that has to do with societal thoughts about tradesmen, and that's been happening over the years. We are very technology driven now, and so now a lot of people are not using their hands. We've lost a lot of those possibilities in the high schools all the way down to grade school, where you're no longer really encouraging kids to get dirty with their hands anymore. So from a national level to a local level, everyone's talking about how we can really embrace the problem and what we can do to slowly bring it up to what we need. There's a huge demand for commercial trades and residential right now and will continue.
How do you anticipate what's been proposed so far by the Trump administration might impact the housing market coming up?
Well, the first thing that the Trump administration plans to tackle, and we've seen a little bit this far, is reductions in regulatory costs. Regulatory costs have been going up for home construction over the last 5 years, probably up about 29%. They make up about a quarter of a new home's purchase price. So if we can reduce some of those costs, we can add supply and meet demand. There are some other issues that could challenge the housing market if we see a reduction in, say, immigrant supply that will help or hurt the labor market side of housing. And we'll have to see what happens on things like tax reform and housing finance reform. But so far, the industry is actually really quite positive. The NAHB monthly builder confidence measure reached a level of 71 this week. That's the highest rate it's had in 12 years. So the industry is confident that we will continue to grow and provide supply to the housing market.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by...
Hey, if you want all the technology and products of a big bank, but with the personal attention of a true local bank, head to Farmers National Bank. Farmers. Bigger small banking.